Going live on July 22nd. I know that some people might watch the replay. So I will tell you straight up, my sleep is a bit off, meaning a couple nights this week I didn't sleep that much. I've already had my sleepy time tea. I've already haven't done my essential oils yet. I already had my glass of wine and I've worked really hard. So I'm going live and I'm like, should I be live right now? If you hear the kids in the background, excuse them, but I want to just vlog really quickly about how happy I am. And I want to specifically talk about knowing how to determine when something is a calling on your life. So I didn't prepare for this video, so I'm going to try to be succinct and clear, despite the sleep deprivation, the hard work, and the sleepy time tea. But I feel like a calling is something that won't go away. Let me be clear. A calling is something that is consistently in your awareness. If you can hear the kids screaming, you might not be able to. Just ignore them. Hey, girls, I'm doing a live video. So sorry, guys. A calling is something that's pretty consistently brought to your attention. So if I really think about my call to medical, y'all, I don't want my ghetto mama voice while I'm doing a live. London and Taylor, I'm doing a live video. Please help a sister out. Okay, so a calling is something that has been in your radar and awareness for a long time, for most people, depending upon your age, And it's something that once you get secure in yourself and you get secure in your spirituality, you would consider doing it for free. Meaning, that it's something that is so directly aligned with your purpose that you would do it for free. Not that you will sacrifice living an abundant life, but it's something that you would do for free. So the reason why I bring this up is because YouTube is a calling, or being, I will say, maybe visible on social media is a calling, but I don't want to elaborate on that. I want to vlog about my transition into medical. And specifically, I'm starting off as a nursing assistant because I previously was in other fields. I had to start off transitioning. And so I'm a nursing assistant right now. And then I'll get some little certifications and I'll be some other labels that I won't have to bring up. And then I'll be in RN school very soon. All that to say, a calling is something that I wish I could say it in another way because I don't want to make it about money either. A calling is something that's pretty much consistently in your awareness, one. A calling is often something that at some point you might not think about it in the beginning like this, but at some point, a calling is something that you feel so passionate about that you would do it even if money didn't matter. Let me put it this way. If you won the lottery or if you came across an inheritance and you had a lot of money, a calling is something that you would do even if you were rich. And it's interesting. I've never reflected on this. I've never reflected on the difference between a calling, your purpose. There's so many different labels we give to different things when it comes to our career. But I don't know why more recently I've been labeling certain things as a calling. I will go ahead and wrap up this video because I need some sleep. I got to get up. I'm working a 7 to 7 tomorrow, which is really like a 6:45 to probably 7:30 shift at the hospital. But I say all this to say because a calling is also something that has to happen in right timing. Meaning, sometimes we pursue something. No. Let me not say that. What I want to say specifically is that have patience when your calling actually manifests. Just because something hasn't happened yet, or just because something hasn't developed as quickly as you thought it would, or exactly how it would, just trust the process and know that there is a perfect timing for everything. I can tell y'all that if I would have done anything medical related in healthcare, especially in a hospital setting with death, I would not have been prepared before this exact moment. It took so much death and loss and destruction and chaos in my personal life and my previous professional life. All of that craziness I've been through in various areas of my life. It took all of that experience for me to now come to the medical field, to come to healthcare, and to be so grateful for every little part of it. I mean, this is day one, so we'll see how I feel in a few weeks, but I'm feeling really, really, really good about the alignment and how, even though I've spent all this time in other fields and getting degrees in other areas, I have no regrets. I feel that if I pursued the medical field, and yeah, especially in a hospital setting or any setting where you got to deal with a lot of loss, death, had I done it previously, like almost a decade ago, oh my gosh, more than a decade ago, had I done it 6 years ago when I almost went to school for nursing, I would not have been ready. I would have been overwhelmed. I would have, I don't need to go down that path, but I'm telling you, everything happens in perfect timing. Trust the timing, trust the process. I'm saying that because today, my first ever day in healthcare, working as a nursing assistant at the hospital here, I did a lot of challenging things. I was on my feet for a very long time. Y'all know how nursing assistants and nurses work. I literally bagged a dead body today with no, they covered a lot in orientation, but they did not cover that part. They didn't cover the part where nursing assistants with absolutely no experience in healthcare can walk into a hospital on her first day and help bag a dead body. With that being said, had I done that in the wrong timing, that probably would have been my first and my last day. But now, after I've been through all the loss and chaos and just different things that I've been through in my personal life, and now that I know this field is for me, I was able to do that in a very peaceful and grounded way. And it's because at this point, my spirituality, my mental health, my self-care, my perspective on the spirit realm and how the soul persists beyond the body, all of that is concrete. So I can't say it wasn't challenging. I'm not going to say that wasn't challenging, but I can say I know enough to be at peace with the balance between life and death, the balance between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Now, while that's being said, I'm also someone who can suppress emotions. So if I ever suppress the sadness that can come with working in a field with a lot of loss, I'm already, praying about it and doing intentional things to make sure that I can heal that in different ways. But I can tell you that now I'm at the point where having that experience as a nursing assistant, putting someone in a body bag, literally makes me 1,000 times, a gazillion times, a bazillion times more grateful to come home and love my family and love my life. My life isn't perfect. So it's not to minimize that lady who's transitioned. It's not to minimize her soul. I'm actually celebrating her transition. I'm at a place where I absolutely know the soul persists beyond the body. And if that's the case, then I can empathize with her family who's dealing with the loss. I know what it's like to lose something, whether it is a person, a career, a situation, a home. I know what loss feels like. I get that. And also I know the beauty of transition, especially the soul's transition. I know the soul is a real thing. I've debated with many about our beliefs or lack thereof of whether there's a soul. And I'm telling you, There are so many of us of all different backgrounds that have all these experiences. There's so much data and science to kind of prove it now. There is a soul beyond the body. So I'm not minimizing that woman who lost her life. She was not her body. She was the soul that left her body. And that brings me peace because I don't have to live in fear about what will happen to this body and when this body will no longer be here. And again, on the flip side of that, it makes me just be grateful for every day of life. The loss that I've dealt with in my own life in so many ways has already made me very, very grateful for what I have. More recently, I've tried my best not to complain, not to sweat the petty stuff, because it's like, okay, if I spend half a day complaining about my family or something that's, challenging, what if that was my last day? What if my last day was spent complaining about those kids? I don't know if y'all can hear them, those kids in the background screaming. What if I spent the last day of my life complaining? One, let me pause. I'm not criticizing anyone who complains because I know where that comes from. Okay. I'm just saying, who wouldn't want to spend their last day happy? Who wouldn't want to spend their last day in gratitude? And so with that being said, I'm just so happy that I'm at a place where I can be in a place. I'm at a hospital that is so understaffed. I'm in a unit. I'm in a intensive care unit, an ICU unit, step down unit, where you're dealing with high acuity patients that could pass and that are dealing with, life and death issues. I can be in that environment and just appreciate life, appreciate every moment. I wasn't even watching the clock. I was beyond time. Time is man-made. I didn't care about time today. I knew I had a long shift, but it didn't matter, because again, I'm here. I chose to be here on this planet Earth. My soul is experiencing, Vanessa Johnson right now. And all I got to do is be grateful for being alive, every day. So more vlogging to come, more vlogging for sure. I want to capture these moments, not just for my calling with social media, all of that good stuff. But just for me, like I've said this before in my videos, YouTube and vlogging is therapeutic for me. Being able to share these moments is awesome. Just think about anyone who's considering vlogging or doing social media. So just think about this. For those of you who are going to get online or who are online and you're being authentic, you're not putting up a show. Because if you're getting online and you're putting on a front, then that's a hard life to live. That typically makes people feel more depressed when they're acting a certain way on social media and they don't feel that way. But I get online and I'm keeping it real. And it means that y'all have saw my flaws. It means that the perfectionist in me has went out the window. And all that to say, I might be losing my thought because I'm about to wrap it up. All that to say, I want to inspire anyone who wants to do this because it's not just for the crowd. Most people who are doing social media or speaking engagements or just different things, counseling, all these different things can kind of overlap. Teaching, it's like a form of therapy for yourself. You being able to express yourself is a form of therapy. It's a form of, I don't have to use analogies. Y'all know what I'm saying. It's time for me to go to bed. I got to get up bright and early tomorrow. You know that saying when they say, well, it's not like it's life and death. So like you work in a different field, you work in another field and everyone's stressed out. And you say, well, it's not like it's life and death. Well, I used to always think about, well, what about when I actually follow through with my calling and I'm in medical and it is life and death? With that being said, I want to take care of myself. I want to get some sleep. I want to do the self-care practices that I preach about. I want to hold myself accountable to those things that will help me enjoy this phase of really jumping into healthcare. And don't get it twisted. For anyone who hasn't heard me talk about nurse entrepreneurship, the end goal is still the same. I am still about that entrepreneurship life. And for anyone who is not aware, you can do so many entrepreneurial things in healthcare. So many. And I mean, the opportunities are unlimited. There is such high demand for it. You can start off with absolutely no experience and then work your way up. And basically, you can work for yourself in healthcare. And you can make a huge difference, obviously, in someone's life. If that sounds of interest to you, I would start with some research. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. But there's going to be a phase where I will be working after school, working for, a hospital more than likely is where I feel called to for a good bit of time. And that's just my training, my experience that will build towards my nurse entrepreneurship, my holistic health entrepreneurship. If you think about it, for those of you who know me, everything that I've done has been about making people happier and healthier. It doesn't matter if it's in education, mental health, speaking on YouTube, being a nurse, nursing assistant, the end goal is the same. I want people to be happier and healthier. Specifically, the kids. I'm going to wrap it up. Kids starting to cry. That's my cue. I'm not going to have no kids crying in the background. I can have them yelling a little bit, a little happy yell and scream, but I won't have them crying. So good night. Thank you for watching. Be happy. And just remember that a calling, if you're hearing it, will not go away. It's something that you would consider doing. Something that you consider doing irregardless of money, although I do not want you to sacrifice an abundant life. I'm not saying that. Live an abundant life, but just think about what would I enjoy enough to do even if money didn't matter. And I'm going to stop it there because I need to get some sleep. Thank you so much. My 2 channels on YouTube are Happiness 1111 and Family, which some of you are watching right now because this is streaming to that channel. But also I have another channel and it's Nurse Nessa, and I was thinking about doing a video, but no, I need to get to bed, because it's life or death in healthcare, and I want to make sure I've got my mind right for tomorrow. So bye-bye. Thanks for watching.